I travel with 2 backpacks. The main one, which has got my sleeping bag, my camping tent, my clothes, stove, pots and pans, all things that I need on a hike or on my travels. They're all in the big backpack. And this small one here, it's got all the essential things that I need, like power bank, spare batteries, camera, phone, all these small things, documents, paperwork, everything that you need should be in your front. Money, bank cards. When you get a car, you hitchhike or you traveling a Mosquito, they normally help you put the big backpack in the boot. So if you've got your small things, sometimes they stop at the restaurant so that you can go and get something to eat or drink or whatever. And if that happens, then you end up with one problem, that you've got all your most important things in a bag that you are likely to lose. I am making this video for you guys on a hike so that it motivates you, inspire you guys to get off your backside and hike just like I've done, so you guys can do it as well. Hiking tips. You need hiking poles to start with, hiking boots. You don't have to buy very expensive boots, but if you get waterproof boots, then that's good because there are so many streams that you have to cross. You need a small backpack, between 20 and 25 liters, big backpack, 50 to 60 liters of a backpack. If you're going on a hike that lasts more than a day, if it's 2 days, 3 days or more, a big backpack is helpful because that's where you're going to put your sleeping bag, your sleeping mat. When you buy a sleeping bag, make sure your sleeping bag can at least withstand cold temperatures of -5 or better -10, and possibly something to sit on, like give it your hiking mat. You can buy yourself inflatable sleeping mat, but when you use that, you have to be very careful. The ground has to be much flatter, and make sure that there are no thorns or anything that could puncture a hole onto your inflatable mattress. You can get them for like $20, $30, but do your research. If you're not sure, message me and I'll give you a very good advice on what to buy. When you camp, always camp near a stream. If you don't camp near a stream, then it's more difficult for you to go and collect some water. That's why I say you must travel with a bottle of water, 1 liter or 2 liters. And you can always put that empty bottle in your bag, because when you're hiking, because it's mountains and the hills, there are many places where you are likely to get some water, because you do get very thirsty, so you need to dehydrate yourself. The sugar levels goes very, very low when you're hiking. So what you need for that, I would say travel with some juice, or your water, add some sugar in there. If you mix sugar and salt, then it's very, very good. It helps you with dehydration and it gives you that little energy boost. And if you meet dogs on your way, some dogs will warn you to say don't go too close to the glacier or too close to the mountain. If a dog is a bit aggressive towards you, then all you gotta do is just pick a stone. You don't have to hit the dog. Just pretend like you are about to throw the stone towards the dog. So for some reason, dogs know, because once you pick a stone, they run a mile. You will need Vaseline. Get yourself a tub of Vaseline, not too big, because you need to apply loads of Vaseline on your face when you're going towards the mountain where there's glacier, where there's snow, because the sun reflection onto the snow, it actually blinds you and it bends your skin at times. So if you got sunglasses, they help a lot. So you need sunglasses. If you buy yourself polarized glasses, they're good in places where there's snow or glaciers, and they will protect your eyes, because the reflection from the sun to your eyes might not be very good. Get yourself t-shirts that are fast drying, because when you hike, of course, you're going to sweat a lot and you are likely to stink a little bit. Another tip, get yourself a baseball cap. It helps the reflection of the sun so that you can still see a long distance, because now there's a sun hitting me right here. So because I've got a baseball cap, I can see further. You will need a beanie. So get a beanie to keep your ears and head warm, because when you get to places where it's cold, then you will need that beanie. Do not assume to travel without any warm clothes or hiking without any warm clothes, because the mountain has got their own plan for the weather. So the weatherman might say, oh, well, it's gonna be like this or like that. No, don't buy that, because when you get to the mountain, it could be extremely cold or raining. So just make sure that you got yourself a raincoat and a rain cover for your backpack. The bigger backpack will have a bigger back cover, and the smaller one will have another. Make sure that both your back covers have got a fitting cover for each, because you will need those just in case it rains. Camping tent. Always best to buy a tent that can sleep two. If you buy a one-person tent, it prohibits you or it limits you on the amount of stuff you can put inside the tent. Or if you meet a friend, then the friend won't be able to stay in the tent. And it's best to find yourself a tent that can cover at least 3 seasons or all season. It might cost a little bit more, but it's worth it. In my experience, it's really worth it. Gas canister, depending on the stove that you bought. You will need a stove, of course. Cooking pots or pans. You will need at least 2. The reason why I'm saying 2 of them is to make sure that you can make pasta in one and then make your veggies or your fish in another. And you will need spoons. It's better to buy yourself a spork. A spork is a kind of a spoon that you could use, but it's got a knife and it's got a little fork and a spoon, so it's all in one thing. So that minimizes you carrying too many things. And make sure that you have small bottles to put your sugar, your salt, and your cooking oil if you need it. If you don't need cooking oil and you're not a vegetarian or vegan, then I will advise you to buy tuna in oil. I always do that. When you buy tuna in oil, you don't have to carry the oil because the tuna has got the oil. That's another tip from me. Make sure in your backpack you got couscous. Depending on how many days hike you're going to do, a box of couscous will feed 2 people for 2 days. Couscous is not too heavy, and get yourself some fast cooking pasta. And for a breakfast, you need oats porridge. To eat oats without getting tired of it, I will advise you to travel with some cinnamon. You just sprinkle some cinnamon on your oats and add a little bit of sugar. If you like spicy food, then you can buy yourself ginger. Ginger is very good for you. I will say buy powdered ginger because it's easier to travel with that. And some paprika and black pepper, and mix those 3 with a little bit of salt. Mix it together and put it inside one container, one small plastic container, so that when you feel like making some food, you can just sprinkle it and mix it. So it makes your life much, much easier. Get yourself mixed sauce that's got loads of tomatoes, possibly garlic, ginger, peppers. That it doesn't cost very much in hiking countries. In some countries, you can simply buy hiking packs or camping packs for your food, and those they do help. If not, just buy the things that I'm telling, because they'll help you a lot. Micro towel, it's so important on your hikes because it dries much quicker. You will need the following food items: salt, sugar, tea, coffee, couscous, pasta that cooks very fast. Couscous is good because you can put it inside a plastic container, add some water and close it, and then it's ready within 5 minutes. When you're hiking, it's so important to hike with some snacks. Without snacks, it's a bit of a problem. You can normally take nuts, dried fruits. Dried peach really helps a lot because it's got natural sugars as well, and chocolate. But if you're hiking somewhere where it's going to be hot, and then chocolate is not good, it's not a very good idea because it will melt. Wet wipes, and of course toilet paper. You'll need that, and you'll need bin bags. Don't throw your rubbish all over the place. I think this one should be my first tip for you guys: bin bags. When you got rubbish, put it in a bin bag and carry it for the length of the hike, whether it's 2 days or 3 days, and then when you get somewhere, then you can put it in the bin. Because when I'm hiking, I've been very annoyed to see what my fellow hikers or travelers have done by just leaving rubbish all over the place near these hiking trails. We need to keep the environment clean. Get yourself some warm clothes, not clothes that are heavy, warm clothes that are light so that you can carry it much easier. And buy yourself some hiking trousers. Look for hiking trousers that's got zipped pockets and plenty of pockets, because then you secure some of your stuff or stuff that you just want to get hold of very, very quickly. The mountains do get cold at times, so you will need gloves for that. You'll need mosquito repellent. It helps you a lot even in your tent or when you're hiking. Pepper spray is so important because some places there are known to have bears or wolves. Pepper spray can help fend off dogs or wolves or bears. You'll need a knife to help cut the food that you have, and also the knife could protect you against bears, wolves or dogs. Of course, you have to prepare your own toiletries. Deodorant does help a lot. Vaseline, body lotion. Hiking pole. Let's talk about those hiking poles for a minute. When you've got your hiking poles and dogs come towards you, do not use your hiking poles to fend off dogs or to try and hit a dog, because they will break. They are designed to stay upright. So I will say, if you don't pick stones to try and scare the dogs off, then get a strong stick, a very long strong stick, and you can fend off dogs with that. You're definitely going to need aluminium emergency blanket or space blanket to keep yourself warm, because sometimes when you're traveling and you got your sleeping bag, sometimes not warm enough, whereas these two types of blanket, they will help you contain heat. I have camped in the snow and the blanket helped me put my sleeping mat on top of that, and that really did help. One thing that's overlooked a lot is your travel sheet or sleeping liner. You need a sleeping liner or your travel sheet to use inside your sleeping bag, because if you don't have that and you're inside your sleeping bag, when you sweat and so on, then that means you have to wash your sleeping bag. Whereas if you've got a sleeping liner, you take that out and you wash it. Nail clippers so that you don't break a nail while hiking. Guys, if you like my channel, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification button. Cheers. Oh, we're here.